presented by DJC as we kick things off here on Explosion. JB along with Professor Mike today. More cuts and a local lawnmower service, Mike, today.
Introduction is one of a kind.
Yeah, goodness. As we get ready for singles competition here on TNA Explosion, we got a loaded show coming your way. This is going to be a powerhouse edition of Explosion. We're kicking things off with a very exciting X Division style matchup. Get ready for Mr. Spectacular's opponent from Tijuana, Mexico.
And his opponent from Tijuana, Mexico, Tigre.
Professor, I challenge you to come up with something as quick, as fast, as lightning fast as Tigre Uno. He is so quick, don't blink, because he is certainly unprecedented in that ability to move himself around the ring, outthink, outquick his opponents. He has found a lot of success in doing just that here in the X Division.
Couldn't agree more. Arguably one of the quickest, one of the fastest competitors on the active TNA roster. Intrigued when I found out about this matchup earlier today from a couple of standpoints, but especially Jesse Goderz, over the course of, what would you say, JB, past 6-8 months, has been primarily a tag team wrestler.
Yes.
Part of the bromance. At the same time, Tigre Uno primarily has been a singles competitor since arriving at TNA Wrestling. So I'm curious to see how Jesse is going to be able to adapt when he doesn't have Robbie E in his corner, although he does have DJC at ringside. You know that there's always the possibility that he's going to get involved.
On the ones and twos from the outside of the ring, it looks like there is no lack of confidence, or is that arrogance from Mr. Spectacular? And I don't know if it's a wise move for Tigre Uno just like that. Tigre Uno finds out the answer to that question, and certainly Mr. Spectacular in this singles matchup not only lacks no confidence, or no lack of confidence, but certainly no shortage of flexing that enormous biceps he's got either side.
Interesting to see if Jesse is going to be able to exploit that pure raw power, the size advantage that he has against Tigre Uno. And I'm kind of interested in this also, because one would think that Jesse would try and keep Tigre Uno grounded in the match. Instead, so far, it's the opposite. There's the power, there's the strength. What a tremendous lift up to his shoulders. Yeah, but there's the leverage, and the submission hold continues to be applied by Tigre Uno, working on the arm of Jesse. That's his strategy, trying to take away the power of Mr. Spectacular.
Certainly. Oh, again he does it. I mean, that is, to do it once is amazing.
Just a dead lift.
To do it twice, spectacular. Spectacular. Yet to come, don't forget, it's Rockstar Spud Across America. Spud Across America. The new segment coming up. Me and EC3 sit down with Spud and go over some home video footage. You're not going to want to miss this as he makes his travels across.
You sure you want to be involved?
We checked it out. Yeah, it's all clear for broadcast. Don't worry. Mr. Spectacular on the offense in the ring against Tigre Uno in this Explosion exclusive matchup.
Well, Tigre Uno has really not had the opportunity to get untrapped, to use his X Division style. Had a little bit of offense against Jesse with a submission move earlier before the break. But as you pointed out, since then, it has been all Jesse. One half of the bromance tag team, two-time World Tag Team Champions on the resume.
I'll tell you what, going on back to Slammiversary, going back to some of the great X Division matches we've seen, Tigre Uno has excelled in a very short time, really put his stamp on the map of the X Division in Impact Wrestling, and certainly a win over Jesse Goderz here would be very impressive. Here's a cover, 1-2.
Took it straight down with a crucifix to get an ear fall, but Jesse comes right back and answers with a perfectly timed and executed dropkick. You talked about Tigre Uno, his activities in the X Division. How about that best-of-3 series that he had with Sonata? Quick cover here with just two. The best-of-3 series, which Sonata eventually was victorious, 2-1, however. So, Tigre Uno does have a victory over the reigning X Division champion, and not many people can say that. Watch the gut wrench by Jesse, still more of the power game.
Well, that X Division championship has eluded Tigre Uno since coming to Impact Wrestling, but certainly he will tell you up close, he will tell you That is the biggest thing, the reason he is here. And you can bet that he is eyeing Sonata in that X Division Championship every day, every opportunity.
This is kind of what I expected earlier from Jesse. Grounding Tigre. Variation here. Well, it started off almost as an abdominal stretch. Then the series of strikes. Going to take him up to the shoulder. And when Tigre had other ideas, I think Jesse was going to go running power slam.
Boy, it sure looked like that, Mike. And certainly with Tigre Uno's heads up, just being able to grab that arm, turn it around into his favor. Now, look at this. Nice face plant. And this is where that quickness is going to have to come into play for Tigre Uno. Look out from the corner.
Excellent. Oh, went triple spring and then put on the brakes and comes back off the apron. I think Jesse expected that. Great alignment.
Yeah,
that
no
drop
kidding.
kick come from.
Just like that, Tigre Uno now finds himself again in a precarious situation with the strength of Mr. Spectacular. Look at this. Look at the ability of Mr. Spectacular like it's nothing. Not even breaking a sweat and just, well, made the mistake and not following through.
Well, Jesse playing to the crowd. Could come back to haunt it. First step for Tigre to get the offense going is the drop toe hold. Who then missed the kick. Didn't miss that.
Didn't miss that at all. Are you kidding me? Missed the Shining Wizard, but well, Spectacular was not looking. Just delivered a solid kick right to the back of the head. Now from the top rope. Look out. Tigre Uno set to fly.
Wow, my! Twisting. Incredible corkscrew move into the pin, and he gets the victory.
Your winner, Tigre Uno.
Tigre Uno putting an exclamation point on his status in the X Division. Look out, Sonata. Look out, X Division champion.